Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Purple and Go for Days. This is Justin in Rochester. Purple Pocket Podcast will join us shortly. He's just getting his technology set up. So, what's going on? Let's see who's in the bit. Wow, look at that. We already got a dozen chats up in the building already. What's up, Davey Change? I'll get you that report in just a moment. I'm just checking it out right now. What's up, Nick? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Skull World's up in the house. Thank you kindly, as everybody, as always. Roger's in the building as well. What's up, Roger? How you doing? Dylan? What's good, Skull World? What's going on, Roger? The weather in North Dakota is complete bleep, but Purple Pocket Podcast midday is about to be lit. You are not lying. Skull Zone, what's going on? Warlord, what's going on? Skull Zone again, purple and gold. Rab, what's up? Skull. Knowledge is in the building. Happy 420. You know, that's funny. We put this together last night on the fly after Rap Show got done. And he's just like, what should we talk about? I just say, we'll talk, a little Trey Lance this, and we'll see what's coming up. And then he's like, I did the thing called Smoke and Fire because it's going to be 420. And Angels in the house. Thank you kindly for joining us as well. Skull Mafia is in the building. Mr. Krabs, okay, good to see you. If y'all don't already know, hit the subscribe button and the like button to both Purple Pocket Podcast, Purple and Gold for Days, as well as Purple and Skull Media. Let's get wrap up in the building. What's up?
Yo, what's happening?
How you doing, brother?
Shout out my boy, Mr. Krabs in the building, man. It's my boy, TJ. I see you, boy.
All right, what's up, TJ? Good to see you. We had somebody ask earlier if we're going to do call-ins. I said, I don't know. Nick wants to know if we can still hook the call-in up. I'm not sure if we can hook it up through this side of the house.
Did somebody call? Did somebody already call?
No, Nick says y'all going to do calls. I said, I don't know. I'll ask the man when he gets here. So
somebody tried to call me. Somebody tried to call me
just
a minute ago. Was that Nick? I think that was Nick anyways.
All right. Wrapping the fair enough. Let's see if we can move these.
I'm going to keep it real, bro. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, I've been sleeping all day. I don't know what the hell been wrong with me, but I just been laying down.
You still sick, man? You've been sick for like a month.
No, I ain't even sick. I'm not even sick. I just been laying down on, like, I don't know. I just said F it, man. You know what I mean? Just said, man, I'm just going to lay down. And I ain't do not a damn thing. I'm just not getting up for the day. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I don't ever do that.
Shane says, I was happier and saner when I didn't follow all the offseason action where you just, got the highlights. Well, see, that's the fun part of it, especially being a Vikings fan. You either all in on the offseason or you all out. There is no in between. But we got to talk a little bit about this Trey Lance.
Guy's not going to win a Super Bowl ever in his life. I feel very confident.
Couldn't even get it out before
round. Put
it in there for me. Right.
Never.
We're going to talk about this Trey Lance situation. What do you think about that, Rap? Hit it again.
Don't do him.
Hit that again.
Like, I'm going to lie, man. I ain't going to lie, man. Like, Trey Lance, I'm all in on Trey Lance, man. I think Trey Lance would be actually a good addition. Just from the projection of what the draft looks like, we all want Anthony Richardson. Me and you were big on Anthony Richardson day. But if you look at the compensation, like, we can actually get rewarded for getting Trey Lance if we can package Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Now, I know there's some people that want to maybe keep Kirk Cousins, let Trey Lance have, when we have the same plan where we let Trey Lance sit behind, Kirk Cousins. But to me, I'm perfectly fine with letting this man start right away and getting some picks back. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, because I feel like if we trade them Kirk Cousins, they definitely have to pay us. You know what I mean?
To
take Trey Lance. So,
for sure.
I'm good with that rather than trading 3 first-round picks to get Anthony Richardson, which, I mean, I'm still okay with doing that too, though. That's my thing, though, because I said this last night during the show, and I'm going to keep saying it. Like, I'm a firm believer, and I don't mind paying for quality, man, or taking a chance and paying. You got to, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take, man. You know what I mean? For real.
I'm going to say it like this. We have for the last 3-4 weeks been talking about don't be afraid to make a big splash, so to speak, whether that's 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks and, a player like Danielle Hunter as an example. That is still my number one desire, and I'll tell you why. Trey Lance, this will be his 3rd season. So either you start him right away, in which case you have 2 years plus his 5th-year option, or if you do let him sit, and we'll talk about the pros and cons of that as well that you just brought up, then you've got 1 year plus his 5th-year option. Whereas if you get Anthony Richardson, we're just going to say any one of the top 3, but we'll just use Anthony Richardson for the conversation piece here. Then you've still got all 5 years left. So if he sits for 1 year, then you've got 3 years plus his 5th-year option. And So that's kind of the pros and cons of, yeah, you're paying more for Anthony Richardson than you would for Trey Lance, but you're also getting additional years of team control. But here's what I think the Vikings are thinking. They want to get an Anthony Richardson type, but they don't want to pay 3 first-round picks plus Danielle Hunter as the example. They're hoping that one of the three between Richardson, Young, or Stroud falls down to like 6 or 7 so that maybe they only have to give up 2 first-round picks for him as opposed to the third. And I think that if they don't find a deal that they like, I think that they're going to give serious consideration to Trey Lance as the quote-unquote backup plan, because here's the scoop. If you do trade Kirk Cousins for Trey Lance, you cannot do it before June 1st. I know you're not the salary cap guy. You let me handle that stuff, but this is real relevant at this point. If you were to trade Kirk Cousins before the draft, you would have to clear $18 million worth of salary cap space just to be dead money. Not clear $18 million to sign your draft picks and sign other free agents. $18 million just to get to even. And this is not the offseason where after the Super Bowl, before the beginning of free agency, where you have that period where you can be non-cap compliant and you have to make moves to get compliant. You can no longer be non-compliant with the salary cap. So you'd have to do your Danielle Hunter move, your Dalvin Cook move, your Zadarius Smith move, maybe your Brian O'Neill restructure, all of that just to make that trade happen. So to be clear, if the Vikings and the 49ers are going to swing a trade for quarterbacks, it's going to be after the draft. And it's going to be marked post June 1st, because that will shift $28.5 million of dead money into the 2024 salary cap. And it will also save the Vikings about $9 million on this year's salary cap. So if the Vikings are going to make this trade for Trey Lance, for Kirk Cousins, it's going to be those two guys plus some picks from San Francisco next season, so that we're clear on that. But I'm starting to come around to your way of thinking, Rap, that maybe instead of paying a high premium, I know you get what you pay for, scared money don't make money, all the phrases that you, me, and SK and everybody else have used, but maybe that is the smarter move, which is to go through this draft, accumulate players, and to trade for a Trey Lance. I mean, if you had to pick one right now, like I told you, I could guarantee you the Vikings would get Richardson at the cost, or they would get Trey Lance and trade Kirk. Which one would you take if you had to make the choice right now?
I'm taking Trey Lance, because like another thing too is if he doesn't work out, we can still go get our quarterback next year.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like we're keeping all our first round picks. So like even if it doesn't work out, we can say next year, we can just say, hey, or the year after or whatever. We can be like, hey man, all right, now let's be aggressive. Now let's just give up our first 3. You know what I mean? So like the thing is this, man. I think Trey Lance is a mystery, just like the rest of these guys that are in this draft. And if you compare him, his age is the same. You compare him to these guys that are in this draft right now, he right there with them. And I'm not going to forget about his 48 touchdowns to 0 or 1 or 2 interceptions he had in college, bro, balling out one season. Like, I know people say, well, it's North Dakota State and all this, that, and the third, but shit, Carson Wentz also played at North Dakota State and almost won an MVP. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, listen, I just think Trey Lance can ball, bro. Like, I really do. So I'm taking Trey Lance. Even though I am Rich Gang, though, man. I'm Rich Gang, though.
I was about to say, we just initiated this Rich Gang thing. And in fact, Skull Mafia had it right there, Rich Gang. Maybe that's his answer or not, but you know what? If it's only for 2 weeks or a month or so when we retire it, all right, so much the better. Let me get some shout-outs in here. Bill King is in the house. Thank you kindly for joining us. David, I had you up there. The offseason is the season, but wanted to shout you out as well. I know I shouted out Knowledge a little bit, but what if we trade for Trey Lance and keep Kirk? Could that happen? I'll get back to that one, but let me get these shouts out in here. Murder Wagon, happy 420 gang. All right, today will be 420 gang. We'll retire
420 gang. Let's get it.
All right, we'll get it like that. Carlos is in the building as well. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate you. I haven't seen you before, so check me out after the show is over. And if you'd be so kind, hit me with that subscribe button. Nano's in the house. Trade Cousins for Lance and multiple picks. Start Mullins until Lance is ready to start. To me, if I'm trading Cousins, I'm just starting Lance. But fair point nonetheless. Gary's in the building. Thank you kindly, Gary, for joining us. Good to see you. I think I have everybody shouted out here. So let's get back to that question that we had up there just a moment ago. Who was that there? Could we trade for Lance and keep Cousins? Yeah, you could. In that scenario, you'd have to be giving up the picks. Okay. Obviously, if you trade Kirk Cousins for Trey Lance, San Francisco's got to give you pick backs to make that deal even, as far as I'm concerned, despite the fact that we're ready to move off of Kirk Cousins, and despite the fact that Rap's going to play that drop from that San Francisco reporter a few more dozen times.
He's guy's not going to win a Super Bowl ever in his life. I feel very confident about that. Kirk Cousins, not going to win a Super Bowl. Never going to happen. Never. Never, ever. So
never, ever. Don't do that.
Don't do him.
Don't do him.
That dude said he'd rather have Jimmy Garoppolo than Kirk Cousins, and there's some truth to that. I don't know at this point. 4 years ago, I would have definitely said that. But honestly, if you'd have to trade your third-round pick, the 87th pick overall, to get Trey Lance in here if you're not sending Kirk Cousins out. Plus, you'd have to carve out another $1 million in salary cap space that you'd have to account for. So I can listen to that to bring Trey in and let him learn. But to me, if you're going to make this move and you believe in him enough to make this move at all, then yeah, you're better off trading off Kirk, getting some assets like some draft picks from next year. But technically, yeah, it could happen. You would just have to give up your third round pick this year or something like a second round next year. And frankly, if I'm making this move, I'm making it to get rid of Kirk and just start.
Me too. Yeah, me too. That would be the first thing I'm doing is like that. That's the ideal thing to do would be if we're going for Trey Lance, we're getting Kirk Cousins to waive his trade clause and go to San Francisco. Like that's the ideal thing we want. Like we're trying to get rid. The whole point is to try to get rid of Kirk Cousins, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to do everything in our power to get up out of that contract, which it ain't super bad anymore, but it's still like, you had 5 years, bro. Like it's time to go.
It really kind of is at this point. And, I know that there's going to be some fans out there that just want to say, oh, look, Kirk just needs this. Kirk just needs that. You're right. It's not all his fault. I'm done trying to argue with people about who the hell's fault it is. Okay. Yeah. I don't care whose fault it is. I care that at this point, this team is as constructed is not going to be able to be competitive for a Super Bowl. So just stop it already. Just pretty please stop it already. I saw somebody else just came. In the Zone podcast is in the building. What's going on, Zone? Good
Shout
to see
out
you.
In the Zone, man. I see you in the building, my guy.
Let's see. Nah, I don't like that $18 million in dead money. Yeah, see, that contract with Kirk Cousins, you got to pay that money out one way or the other. One way or the other, Kirk Cousins is going to charge $48 million to the salary cap over the next 2 seasons. Now, if you trade him to San Francisco will take 10 of that million. And again, if you do it before June 1st, the other 38 are going to hit your cap now. If you do it after June 1st, the other 28 will then hit the cap next season. I would have preferred. Here's the deal. And this is what I said right at the beginning of free agency. The time to do this deal would have been at the start of free agency before Kirk Cousins did that contract restructure, because at that point, San Francisco would have taken on that extra $20 million of roster bonus that became signing bonus, whereas now the Vikings are kind of stuck with that, because at that point, if the Vikings had traded him away, they wouldn't have any dead money this year outside of what they ultimately would have got back from his salary being eaten up by San Francisco, and there would have been no dead money next year. Unfortunately, just wasn't in the cards. Would I still do it at this point? Yeah, I'd still do it in a heartbeat. Skull Zone says, man, I say trade 3 first. We rarely draft good in the first round. All right. So Skull Zone says listen, both Rap, I don't want to speak for you, Rap, but I'm pretty sure I'm not speaking out of school to say this.
Can we shout out? Hold on real quick. Can we shout out In the Zone's new studio setup? Hey man, I gotta go check that thing on my boy. All right. Let's go.
I would still do the deal for Anthony Richardson if it could be done, because I don't trust the Vikings to not get rid of Kirk Cousins when they have an opportunity to. So I would still be happy. And the thing of it is that if they don't do that move on draft night, we're not going to know for a couple of weeks if the Vikings are going to go in that direction or not. So maybe it's just hey, I'm ready for the new era to start, that I just want to see it start right away. And oh, by the way, if you did get Anthony Richardson, maybe the same thing. Hey, Kirk, this is your last year here. Do you want to play here? Or do you want to get sent somebody else that maybe will re-extend you? I don't know. But no, I would still do it because, like I said, I want those extra years of a rookie contract. But I'm good with one of these moves either way. As long as we have a direction moving forward, I'm happy with it.
Hey, my boy In the Zone, that shit. Hey, that boy got a fire ass setup now, boy. I saw
the thumbnail for his last video.
Cooling in that bit,
but it looked really nice, man. That painting on the wall, or that thing hanging on the wall, was really
cooling
nice.
in them. I see that hat in the back. Shout out my guy, man, with that hat in the back, man.
That's what you really
get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it, man. My dog be representing for real, man.
Slightly.
Matter of fact, we got to get in the zone on next show, man. Next live we do, man. We got.
All right, I'm cool with that. Let's see here. No pants for Trey Lance. So, Angel, is that saying you're out on Trey Lance? Let's see. Lance will have KJ, JJ, and Hawk to throw to. Yep, that's a fact. That is very fact. Mobile quarterback with Justin Jefferson. Cousins stands misjudging this offense with any quarterback. That I agree with wholeheartedly. If I have to hear to one more Cousins stand talk to me about how Justin Jefferson's not going to be happy because his production is going to go down with any quarterback not named Kirk Cousins. Utterly ridiculous. AJ's in the house. I ain't shout you yet, AJ. Well, thank you kindly for joining us. Rapper, we on? Are you going to go live tonight too?
Shit, I don't know, AJ, man. I might, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep y'all too anticipation. I don't want to keep the levels of anticipation up too much, but I might, man. You'll know by like 6:30, man, because you'll see the thumbnail. So just have the notification bell on, man, on your YouTube for Triple P, man. You know what I'm saying? I might. I'm just really, the thing is, like, I know everybody want to mock, man, but I'm so ready to do the real shit. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of done with mocks, if I'm being honest with you. All due respect to our
I'm so ready to do the real shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so
That's the
ready.
other thing, too. We're going to be doing shows left and right for the next week, but we also got to pace ourselves because we know next Thursday night, we are less than 1 week from now. I'll be sitting at work, be like, okay, just got a couple more hours before the party starts. So at some point, we might have to dial back just to charge up a little bit. But I agree with what Nano says. Once Kirk has all the players around him and he still craps the bag, Kirk stands, he'll still see.
But we can do a curb stomp tonight if y'all want.
Now, we always open for that.
If y'all want to do a curb stomp, man, you know what I'm saying? I throw Kirk Cousins on that thumbnail, man. You know what I'm saying? There
you go.
Hey,
AJ's with you. If Lance comes here, he says he needs to start right away. Skull Mafia is saying that Zone's setup is fire. Let's see. The team and fans suffer because managers always seem to find a way to outsmart themselves. There is a lot of truth to that. Appreciate you. Let's see.
Roger said we had a hell of a draft last night. That's a fact, boy. You saw what we did. Did you even see what we did last night?
Honestly, I was out for a while. I haven't gone back to watch it yet because I had some stuff I had to do at work today. But I'm gonna finish watching that. I heard that you had a good time,
bruh. We traded so many players. We actually traded all the players we needed to trade. We traded Kirk. We got Trey Lance. We traded goddamn Danielle Hunter. We traded Dalvin Cook, and we wound up getting like, I don't know. We had like, I don't know, chat, man. What we have, man? We had like 13 picks in the draft. I mean, listen, we built the whole football team. You know what I'm saying?
Rick Spielman on it, huh?
Rick Spielman on it, boy. We built the whole football team in that motherfucking, for real. And they gave us an A-. They shit us.
Hey, there you go. So David says, I'd pay that $18 million pipeline now. Why wait? Cousin San Francisco, 10-year part of this trade. Yep. Trey and 2/3 this year for Kirko and a 4th. Buy Hunter, Cook if need be. Z. Yeah. The only reason I would say not to do it until June 1st, even though I would love to have that dead cap hit cleared and have that salary cap available to us next year, is they still got to sign their draft class. And I think they still want to sign a couple more free agents, and that would be almost impossible to do. But like I said, if it happened one way or the other, I'm happy with it. I got a few more people. I got to get some shouts in here.
Dylan said, "Rap, I saw like 32 picks." Hey, for real. Hey, we fleeced the whole NFL, man. We fleeced the whole NFL.
All right. There she is. Mary's in the building. Thank you, Mary, for joining us. I appreciate you. Shout out to Mary. Mary is like
Mary don't be tapped in over on my lives. I don't be seeing Mary over there. Okay. Shout out Mary though. I always see her over in y'all though. She be supporting over there. Appreciate that.
Yeah, she does. Sure. Yeah, she does. She started off with Rhino, and she started off with what was Climb in the Pocket is now First and Scope Media, and she came over and saw me and Dave once, and she's been extremely loyal ever since. Yeah, she is one that I want to have on. She's one that if she ever felt comfortable coming on with us,
like we get a little frisky over at Triple P. You know what I'm saying? we you know what I mean? We're a little different over there, man. When we start to rolling, you know what I'm saying?
There you go. Skull solved the cap problem last night.
Yeah, Mr. I want to mock. You know what I'm saying? My boy, Mr. I want to mock his motherfucking self, man.
Yeah, you knew he was gonna be there. All right, Davey.
Shout out my boy.
All right. By the way, everybody else, if you haven't already done so, hit them like buttons on the way in. That's all we ask. We don't charge no admission fee. Just the only admission fee is hit those like buttons. If you could hit them on both channels, that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Zone's laughing. Let's see.
Do not worry about that. Oh, she probably talking about because how I said we get over there. It's cool. Hey, just thank you for the support, though. You supporting my boys, too. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's all good. It's all love. We all a family regardless. You know what I'm saying?
I want Cousins in the playoffs this year. Look, kick slinging it. Yeah, okay.
What you want Cousins in the playoffs this year, man? Hold on. Did you, David? Hold on. Let me remind you.
Maybe he's saying he wants to face Cousins in the playoffs.
Guy's not going to win a Super Bowl ever in his life. I feel very confident about that. Kirk Cousins not going to win a Super Bowl. Never going to happen. Never, ever. So don't do him.
I think what he's saying is. I think what he was saying, I think he meant to say local kid slinging it. I think he's saying he wants to face Kirk Cousins in the playoffs. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's the only thing.
Yeah, because we actually talked about that last night, so that is what he means. He does mean that. He means he wants to play Kirk Cousins because he knows that Kirk Cousins is going to fold in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And Trey Lance is going to dominate his ass in the wild card round, divisional round, wherever we see them.
Wherever.
You know what I mean?
Mary says you ain't got to worry about me, so there you go.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, Kirk Cousins is not winning with San Francisco. And this is another thing that I don't know if I mentioned last night, bro. I went on some 49ers podcasts, and they do not want Kirk Cousins, man. That's the crazy part. Like their fan base does not want. Like Grant's not the only one who's saying that. Like if you go on any of their live streams with their content creators, they're big ones. They be having thousands of people watching. I'll comment in there, hey, get Kirk Cousins. Man, they be tagging me. Hell no. Like, them boys do not want Kirk Cousins, bro. They don't. Like, for real, they really don't. There might be one or two.
What's up, Mike? How you doing? Good to see you. Dave said he wants you back on next Tuesday. I haven't a chance to text you yet, but if you want to come back on Under the Lights next Tuesday, you got the open invite. You all know that. But so thanks for joining us here today. Appreciate you. Kirk will fold like a cheap tent. Nano's
he will.
49ers at Vikings NFC Championship game. Kirk will 1,000% grab the bet.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, but to your point about San Francisco fans and content creators, they know what we know, which is, listen, I said it 5 years ago that if he was there in 2019, that he would have given him every bit as good a chance to beat Patrick Mahomes as Jimmy Garoppolo did. 5 years ago.
Y'all be saying that. I don't believe that. I just think he's not a winner. I don't give a damn what year it is. I don't care what year it is. He's just not a winner, bro. Like, I mean, but I feel I can understand what you're saying, though. I mean, if you look at his stats and stuff, you can say, yeah, Kirk Cousins, he would have made some good throws. To me, I feel like Super Bowl going against Patrick Mahomes, then man, he would have fucking had a worse game than Garoppolo.
That's very possible.
I'm gonna keep it real. He would have took San Fran out the game early, like for real.
Mary said it right here. Have a friend that has a 49ers podcast, and he said hell no, and so do his followers. Okay. Well,
yeah, for real, Mary.
I guess we better hope that it's not the fan base that decides. If we want to make this move, we're going to have to hope that somehow, some way, Kyle Shanahan still has a thing for him. In the zone says Kyle doesn't even want him anymore, and that very well may be true. Like I said, the ship has sailed. The ship has sailed.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get him off.
I mean, I tend to tap in with all fan bases, like when it, especially when the Vikings have some kind of business over there. Like, you know what I mean? Like if we hear that the Vikings are picking up phones and calling the Jets or calling the Lions or whoever they're calling, I always go and watch their content creators, and I'll always just troll in the comments, because that's what RAP here for, man, for y'all, man. You know what I mean? I'm a demon on this shit, man. Like I go and see what the temperature like, you know what I mean? So I'll go over there, tell them, hey, we sending y'all Kirk, see what they say. And yeah, 49ers straight hit me with the hell to the no. Them boy like, man, we do not want that boy, man. Keep his ass. Oh, hell no. And rightfully so. Why would they want him? You know what I mean? Like, why would they want Kirk Cousins? They see that he can't win big games. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would want that? Like, only the Vikings, bro. Only the fucking Vikings.
All right, so I don't know if your boy Gary a Kirk stan or not, but he's saying Trey Lance is not a proven quarterback. It would be a big mistake to trade Kirk for Lance. What do we think on Gary's thoughts there?
Yeah, so Gary, I mean, we can agree that Lance is not a proven quarterback in the NFL. He's not a proven quarterback. In college, he was a proven quarterback. Now, this is the thing. If you look at Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, they're also not proven quarterbacks. So, I mean, you're still going to have to, for those guys, you're going to have to pay a lot, which, again, Gary, I'm okay with paying. Like, that's what I want everybody to realize, too, is I'm okay with paying. But if these two options are in front of me and I get to have a choice, then I'm going to choose the Trey Lance option, because y'all know I actually like the draft class next season. I like the quarterbacks coming in next season more than this season. So I would, if I had a choice to pick between the two, I'm going to say, well, give me Trey Lance and give me also 2 third-round picks. You know what I mean? And I like the sound of that better. That sounds like a win-win situation for us. to where if we trade 3 ones to get Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, because I heard he's fallen due to now we know why we heard CJ Stroud's fallen, because he didn't go to the Manning camp thing, and they're saying he might have attitude issues, which is cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, the man don't want to go to the Manning thing. So what? You know what I mean? They always make a big deal out of people not wanting to do certain little things, like as if it's protocol or something. But and at the end of the day, what I'm saying though is, yes, I'm going to take Trey Lance because none of these guys are proven yet. And you know what? You can take that chance with Trey Lance, and if it doesn't work out, guess what? You still have your first round picks. You can go get your quarterback next year or the year after, because you do want to give Trey Lance at least a year to play. And then if we were to trade Cousins this year, then we'll know by the end of the season. Like, we'll know if Trey Lance is him or not. You know, he'll play 17 games hopefully, and we'll know if we got him or not. And if we don't, then we move on. He's super cheap. We're not paying a ton of money for him. He's still on his rookie contract. Well, he still has like what, 2 years, and then we can still pick up his 5th year or something like that.
It'll be 2 years, 23 and 24, the last 2 years of his first 4 years. So 25 would be his 5th year option. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like that. I mean, that sounds good to me. You know what I mean? That's the only thing.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Yeah. How do you feel? How do you feel about it, O'Day?
No, for real. I would do it. Particularly if we swing and miss in the draft, or if they decide, hey, you know what? I mean, if they went into the draft knowing that the Kirk to San Francisco for Trey Lance and a couple of picks next year was a done deal, and then they proceeded to not even try to get Anthony Richardson.
What about 2 threes this year? Do they have?
You can't do that. You
can't do that. Okay.
So getting back to, in fact, you know what? I'm gonna circle back to all of this. I got some shouts I want to do here real quick. East Coast Gridiron is in the building. He said names 5 quarterbacks in this draft you like. We'll get back to that. But Andrew is in the building. Skull to you too. Hope we don't have to play backup quarterbacks because we're bad against them. You ain't lying. We are absolutely terrible against backup quarterbacks. Newt, I ain't seen Newt. You seen Newt before?
Yeah, I've seen Newt before. Yeah, I've seen.
Thanks for coming, Newt. Appreciate you.
Shout out Newt. That's a fact.
Shout out to Newt there.
He's usually on my actual videos. He usually don't tap in on the live like that.
All right. Hey, we got 26 people in the building right now on a mid.
Let's go, man. Y'all like these daytime? Y'all like these daytime live shows, man? We might start doing these on Thursdays, man.
Yeah. Of course, the old siren testing just went off in the background, right as I said that we got this many people here. The sounder went off in the background. But all right, so I'm gonna ask Mike's question: how do you value a trade? And he also asked, would you agree that if we trade first, it has to be post-June 1st trade? Yeah, we said that before you got in here, that it absolutely would have to be a post-June 1st trade. So what I was saying to you a minute ago was this: if it's a post-June 1st trade, then you can't include this year's draft picks in such a trade. So in order to include, because you are designating that transaction to have happened on June 1st.
I got you. You're okay. We're talking about doing it June 1st. Like the draft's going to be over with. I got you.
Because the draft will be over with. Now,
I got you.
Is it possible that the Vikings could make a move with San Francisco during the draft and then later on do a second move post June 1st with a kind of handshake agreement to say, hey, you're going to give us these draft picks for this player right now, and then after that we're going to trade Lance for Cousins straight up? Yes, I don't know if there's any legality issues with kind of skirting the system that way, but you can't just do it in one transaction where half the transaction is about the 2023 draft and half the transaction is about the 2024 salary cap. I mean, is there a way around it? Probably, but to your question, Mike, yes, it would absolutely have to be.
Does it not make so? It just doesn't make sense to do it before June 1st, is what you're saying, though.
Yes, because that's where you would have to clear 18.
That's where we got to eat all the money.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Doing it post.
That's why we got the capologist on here.
Yes, thank you. Doing it post June 1st basically means you're taking the vast majority of that and putting it on the 24 salary cap where we actually have room. Whereas we don't really have it right now. Davey Chains, I ain't forgot about your Danielle Hunter question. I'm just going to get back to that. Mary's like, yeah, Kirk Cousins' ship has sailed. Mary does say she has some concerns about Lance. And Mary also is like, what the hell? It's snowing. Are you serious, Mary? It is snowing up in South Dakota where you at? You got to be kidding. It's been raining here for about a day and a half, but also no snow on that here. That's ridiculous.
As hot as it is where I'm at, I wish it was snowing right now, though. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's hot as hell where I'm at, bro.
Is that right?
Oh, it is. What? It's been like 90 degrees for the past 3 days, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's been cold. It's been cold.
Summer definitely started where I'm at, but summer starts in like end of February where I'm at. So
let's see here. Was there anybody else I wanted? Oh, All Day Ed is up in the building. Thank you kindly.
Shout out my boy All Day Ed, man. You know what I'm saying? Dropping them super chats and shit last night, man. Shout out to my boy, man.
All right, East Coast says.
Oh, here we go. East Coast gonna rain on our parade. You know this
Yeah.
motherfucker like rain on parade. He's still our boy, but you know he won't rain on our parade. Come on.
Not easy to keep Cousins who's likely he won't get injured than investing injury-prone quarterback that you won't. He's mobile and you want that. He's proven draft DTR or Max and be done. Yeah, I'd rather get Trey Lance. I like DTR. I do. But I'm ready to – DTR is not ready to start this year. And if you made this move for Lance for Cousins, you'd be starting Lance this year. And maybe that's just the anybody but Cousins, as Dave calls me, that I just want the Cousins era to be over. Maybe I'm blinded by that.
I do.
Whatever.
I do. I think all of us in this chat damn near do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out Skull Zone though, man, saying that you like the daytime because you can listen to us while you deliver work, man. Hey, and Skull Zone, man. Hey, shout out to you, bro. I love you, bro. Like, listen, you be going hard lately, man, with the comments and all that shit on the channel, man. So shout out to you, man, and congratulations to your channel, man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to bro.
Go subscribe to Skull Zone,
man. Go he got a serious page over there, man. He talk Vikings, he talk Lakers, he play video games over there, man. Like fun ass channel, man. Y'all make sure y'all go Purple Gang, go rock with bro. For real, man. Go rock with bro. That's a fact.
Shout out D. Lindstrom in the building. Dude is only 22. Hooker's 25. Maybe many say Kirk's best season behind him. I thought he was on the slide. Kirk could be just like Wilson. When they slide fast. I totally agree with you, D.
Shout out D, man. Yeah, I think Kirk gonna slide like Matt Ryan.
Yes, or Carson Wentz after he got hurt.
Carson Wentz.
You know, he's right in line with those guys. I mean, I get it. He did just have his best season, of which both you and I gave him his props for on that.
Yeah.
But the idea that we think that, he's going to be at this level for the next 2-3 years, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I could be wrong.
All right, Roger, man. Enjoy yourself, Roger. We appreciate you tapping in, man. Yeah, you'll know tonight. You'll know here soon, man. You'll see the thumbnail, man. Just make sure I got the notification bell tapped on Triple P's YouTube.
Absolutely.
I mean, just have the bell on, because then once I schedule it, it'll give you a notification for sure.
East Coast said he subbed over to your boy, so that's good. Hey, Roger, thanks again for joining us. Hit them like buttons on the way out if you didn't hit them on the way in. And if you don't subscribe to me or Purple and Skull Media or Gigi or Dave, consider subscribing there as well. I'll ask his question. I couldn't ask you this prior, but do you guys think Land is the plan if you see us trading down or not? Well, again, here's what I'm saying. I had originally thought, well, yeah, maybe trade Lance to be your backup to sit behind Kirk. But as you know, at this point, if you're going to trade him and they will take Kirk from you, then take him, trade him, bring him in and sink or swim. And then you know what? Like you said, Rap, if we see after one season that, hey, we got San Francisco's picks coming up as the Kirk compensation, but it's time for us to get a different guy, so be it. I'm okay with that. You've changed my mind on that, is to say, I've been sitting here thinking about Anthony Richardson sitting for a year that I've just been so tied into letting the guy sit behind Kirk for a year that, you know what? If you believe in Lance enough to trade for him, then just put him out there as a starter and let him sling that ball to Justin Jefferson and company.
And you want to know what's crazy too with Vikings fans, and this is, again, watching 49ers. Now, I know their team is constructed a little better than ours. We can agree with that. But they just mortgaged their whole future, damn near, that people would say on Trey Lance, and it didn't affect them not one bit. Exactly. And that's why drafting, being able to draft plays a big part, because people think like if we trade our first round picks to go get CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson, like the next 5 years, we're just going to be garbage. Like they just automatically think we're going to be garbage if the guy doesn't turn into Patrick Mahomes. But that's not the case, man. Like you can still have a decent football team. The 49ers did it with Trey Lance, and they still were making it to the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship game damn near every other year. Like, it can be done. You know what I mean? It's just about knowing how to draft right. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, like they're about to get rid of Trey Lance, and it ain't even going to hurt them at all. It's not going to affect them at all that they spent those first round picks. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a team, they built their team the right way. They knew how to draft. So they paid out, man.
Anybody in Purple Gang that don't auto subscribe to me after the show's over, go to my page. My first video up there is called Cost to Move Up to the Third is Not as High as You Think. And I went through 6 minutes of explaining to everybody, look what happened when we traded for Herschel Walker. Look what happened when we had 3 first-round picks that were named Xavier Rhodes, Sharif Floyd, and Cordero Patterson, and how'd they all work out? Mediocre. Yeah. One was good, one was mediocre, and one got injured. And, oh, by the way, why don't we think about the last bunch of draft picks in the first round that we had from 2016 on, which was Laquan Treadwell, Sam Bradford, Mike Hughes, Garrett Bradbury and Jeff Gladney. And did our franchise fold? No, it didn't. We were the same as what we were. So, yes, you can survive it, but go check out that video there. It's about 6 minutes where I break it all down for you.
And another thing is this, like, because I agree with East Coast and other people that say, you know, we should go get DTR. He's a good fit and stuff like that. But if you also look at the history of the NFL, the chances of those type of quarterbacks being a successor is like, we actually have those numbers. Like, we actually have that evidence that we can actually go back to and look at. Like, yeah, they seem good, but the reality is we actually have the science behind the fact of quarterbacks that get drafted and they're where they're going to be drafted at. The chances of them becoming your franchise quarterback are like slim to motherfucking none. And it's really closer to none. So, yeah, I mean, you're still going to take a shot. Like, I mean, we can say, yeah, DTR might be better than Trey Lance, but I mean, that's not what a lot of the NFL scouts and stuff and what people were doing their evaluations think, because Trey Lance was a top 3 quarterback coming into his draft class, coming from North Dakota State. Not to say that East Coast is wrong saying he's trash, because, hey, look, as of now, he is in that boat for the fact that I mean, if you want to be technical, for the fact that he just hasn't been able to play. And when he does play, he ain't putting up the numbers like he should. But I just think he's such a mystery still that I would take that chance, because I feel like Trey Lance is just like drafting a quarterback. Like, that's why. I just feel like it's just like drafting. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't see any difference.
I hear you. Yeah. I got a whole bunch that I got started up here, so I'm getting behind on this here.
You ain't got to worry about every single one. You know what I mean?
I know, but I like to get our people in here that you know, you got to eat more in 2024 if we post you for. That's true, but at the same time, then you don't have to worry about finding extra money to sign your draft picks this year as well as everybody else. Yeah. Mary's like, I want an impact player. I'm hoping impact is there. 23, we need more picks, but at least this. I mean, that's a very good point, and that's one that you've been harping on. And I'll say the same thing I've said. Yeah. I don't mind moving back from, say, 23 to 27, 28 and picking up an additional 4th round pick, because we only talk about 4 slots. But this bull crap about moving back 20 spots and not getting a 1st round pick next year, no, I ain't trying to trade down 20 picks unless I'm getting like 3 or 4 high end compensating picks that way.
Because my thing is this, like, even if you trade back 4 spots, though, they get a 4th round pick. Like, I mean, the 4th round pick, but the chances of that 4th round pick, for one, actually even playing next year is slim to none, right? That should slim to none. You know what I'm saying? Because
what if that 4th round pick is DTR, for example? Because, you know, Bob had a good point. Maybe you make the trade for Lance and you bring in DTR in here.
Again, I feel you. But if it's DTR, again, the evidence is still going to show that the chances of DTR being somebody is going to be damn near slim to none. You know what I mean? Like, yes, could it happen? Yeah, anything can happen. Kirk Cousins can win us a Super Bowl next year and win MVP. Yeah. Anything can happen. But the evidence, though, that we have, man, like, I'm going off of the evidence, the history of the NFL, man. You know what I'm saying? It would be different if 4th round quarterbacks and 5th round quarterbacks, and they would strike like every other year to be average. I mean, we ain't trying to say they got to be Patrick Mahomes and shit like that, but even just be average quarterbacks. Like, it don't really happen, bro. It don't. Like, Brock Purdy, and the jury's still out on him, but that don't happen. That is rare.
Yeah, that is so rare. Yeah,
that shit is rare as hell, bro. That's like you walking outside your house right now, finding $1,000 in an envelope at your front step, saying, "Oh wow, look at me. Here's a free $1,000." Like, you got a better chance doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about that.
Speaking of envelopes, East Coast says, I'm going to need you to get an envelope, write a note that says, I told you so. Open it up if you trade for Lance or draft and they suck. All right, fair enough.
Hey, yeah, for real.
Mike wanted to ask you, if the Jets get Rodgers, do you still want Wilson?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I would take Wilson too. I would take Wilson. I like Wilson. You see his little brother. His little brother look nice too. Them boy look like fucking twins, bro. He's like a miniature version of it. Yeah, like I like Wilson, man. Like, I know people play and laugh about it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I think Wilson put him in the right situation. You know what I'm saying? I just think the Jets is not the right situation for him. So, I mean, I wouldn't spend no money on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trading no crazy pick for him. Like, they got to damn near give us the boy. But I would take him if they damn near gave us to him. Because if they
like
get
a 4th or a 5th, you do it.
Yeah, like, it got to be something. Yeah, it got to be something where, like, we don't even lose no sleep. Like, it's just like, shit, hey, he a body, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see how he molds with Kevin O'Connell. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, he coming into the team still being damn near number 2 or number 3. And we'll see if Kevin O'Connell sees him in practice and feels like, hey, this guy is it. Then we'll go from there. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't mind that. You know what I mean? Like, would I bring him in to say, oh, we're about to start Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be dumb. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes I'd make some crazy takes, but it ain't gonna be like that.
Well, we got both the queens. We got Mary and we got Sarah in the building as well. I don't think Lance will cost
Sarah
a lot,
in the
but
building.
just to say hello to Sarah. Thanks for joining us. Vikings fan 123. Appreciate you. He's on the Get Lance train. Hey, we're with you on that. We're with you on that. Hey, I'll make sure y'all hit them like buttons on the way in or out on the channels to support us here if you could, please. East Coast said, Sarah, nothing with the 49ers can be cheap. Well, there's some truth to that, but hey, Andrew, thanks for joining again. And I haven't listened to Purple Daily yet today. I had to get some stuff at work so I could get home and do the show here, but I'll get that out there. But yes, they've done that in the past as well, talking about the top 1 through 5 and the percentage of how many they work and how many they don't. But
yeah, they actually did that show they did that show like a week ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I thought I screenshotted the percentages. Yeah, he broke it down. Man, one thing I do, man, shout out to Purple Daily, man. I know there's people that don't like them, but I'm gonna tell you what, man, Phil Mackey and them, man, those dudes are those dudes are really good if you want to know numbers and percentages about shit, and just the way Phil breaks it down, bro, you could tell like he's built for this shit, man. Shout out Phil Mackey 100%, bro. Like this man is built for this media shit, like letting us know exactly what the hell it is. Like not no opinion shit. Like he's telling you what the hell it is. You know what I mean? And you could take it how you want to take it. You know what I mean? Some people take his facts as opinions, but no, he's actually just speaking facts, and you can get mad if you want, but it is what it is, man. There's nothing you could do about it. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about Phil.
Yeah, I know that sometimes Phil kind of comes off a certain way on Twitter or whatever else, but I've actually met Phil probably a half dozen times in person. I actually saw him. They were in town at the Mall of America for the Washington Commanders game, so I got to pick his brain a little bit. That's when I was on the Purple Daily Vent Line live show after the game. And he's a really good dude, and he's very, very knowledgeable. Absolutely. And I know he comes across as kind of strong and opinionated, but it's like, dude, of course, the Kirk stands absolutely hate him because they don't like hearing the facts being spit out about their boy Kirk Cousins. But no, but Phil and Judd and Declan, they actually used to work for a radio station that's now just exclusively on YouTube. So that's the other thing too. They've all been in the media business for over 15, 20 some odd years for those guys. So that's, I mean, they got it going on. East Coast, KOC is our quarterback. Failure with a young quarterback is his failure. KOC got to go to work with 2 to 3 young arms ASAP. I'm with you, David. That's what I've been saying. Man. That's what I've been saying. That's why you brought the guy in here, was to find your next and develop your next. At this point, I'll take any quarterback.
Man, I think I do want to go live tonight, man. I'm in the motherfucking mood. Y'all got me hyped tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the mood, man.
Hit up with your wife a little bit.
I done took my nap, man. I got to cook some dinner tonight for my wife, man. We about to make some shrimp, man. I'm finna make some garlic shrimp, man. You know what? We going live tonight, man. Fuck it. Hey, in the zone, man. If you ain't doing nothing tonight, man, shit, reach out to me on Instagram. If you ain't doing nothing tonight, man, you rock with me tonight. For sure.
Rich Eisen made a good point on 4 other teams getting Lance. It's like nobody wants him. Fine, I'll take him on the cheap then. And for 1 year, if he doesn't show that he can handle it, then you just move on. That's what we've been saying about whether we move up and draft a guy or draft a guy where we're at. If it doesn't work, then guess what? When we drafted Laquan Treadwell, it didn't work. And then we drafted another wide receiver. I know quarterbacks are more expensive and they don't, all that other stuff with quarterbacks, but we don't need to feel like, oh, if we make this move and it doesn't work, that we can't try something else. So if there aren't any other teams out there, D, fine. Then that means we get them on the cheap, or we get a better deal.
I in the zone. I'm gonna send you the link. We're going 9 o'clock. Shout out my boy Martin in the building. I see you. Yeah, we going tonight, man. We going tonight, man. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Central time for the ones that's in Minnesota, man. You'll see the thumbnail. I'll make it here later. And yeah, man, tap in tonight, man. We're gonna have some fun. Fuck it. We're gonna mock again too, man. We just gonna trade the whole farm.
Yeah, Dan was like, hey, you used to work for KFAN back in the day. Purple Daily is number 1. They don't gatekeep and gaslight Vikings fans like KFAN does. Yeah, you're right. And I get it. Paul Allen's he knows where his bread is buttered, so he's not going to speak out too much for the team, being that he's the play-by-play announcer and that, half of his job is tied into that. But at the same time, just be honest with your fan base. East Coast says that he wants Zach Wilson. Absolutely. No, I'm just kidding.
Zach Wilson is ass. I mean, hey, I got to agree right now, though. I do got to agree right now. Like, he damn sure has showed that he's ass right now. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, he can resurrect. You never know. He can resurrect.
Either scheme and another one to come more by simply having elite wide receiver and quarterback functional. Always some expect from defensive. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I'm definitely not pushing that envelope though on Zach though. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm. That's part of the reason why I'm willing to take these risks is because I put my faith in Kevin O'Connell because that's why you hired him in the first place. But
Yeah,
it's hard identifying quarterback. Even John Elway. Yeah, no, that's very very true, sir. No, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
DTR is better than Purdy. Yeah, I mean,
you think so?
I mean, Purdy right now showed that he can be a decent quarterback, though. I ain't gonna lie. We don't know what DTR gonna be. We don't know what he gonna be, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with taking DTR, man. Like, that's the thing. But I just know that, I mean, yeah, we'll be excited, but the chances of him being like our future is slim to none. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. According to the history of the NFL, it's slim to none. But we'll see. You know, like I feel like the Vikings need to stop with the trying to get a late round quarterback. Like that shit don't work, man. You know what I mean? Like that's the simple facts of it is it don't work. Like eventually you're going to have to mortgage something to go get one of the top guys coming into the NFL. Like that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like for real. This is what it is.
Joker, thanks for joining. We appreciate you, man. Hit them like buttons and subscribe buttons on the way in or out if you haven't done so already. Yeah, Bob, we said that at the beginning that it's 420. Yeah. It is indeed 420. You know, Rap's got his little thing in the back. There you go. Yo, what up, Rap? How you doing?
What up, dude?
Hey,
what up, dudes?
If y'all don't already know, we're going to be live on all the streams next Thursday, starting at about 6:30 Central Time. Maybe we go up a little bit early. Again, GG be there, Dave be there, SK be there, myself, as well as Rap. Confirmed guests, we got former Vikings wide receiver Matthew Hatchett, and we also have Mr. Alexander Madison's father, who's going to be back on. He's been on with Dave a couple times. I think was he on with SK once or no? I don't remember.
Yeah, he's actually him and SK real cool. So
are they?
Him and SK, cool. Yeah, they actually real cool, man. They got a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? So
we put the invite out to Jade as well as a couple other Vikings content creators. We're trying to get Dustin Baker on after the draft is over. So if you don't already subscribe to all the channels, we're doing some giveaways. But you got to be subscribed to all 5 of the channels. You got to hit them like buttons on the way in because we trying to be the biggest party out there. We know we're not going to be bigger than Purple Daily, and that's okay. We just try to be second to Purple Day.
We're going to be bigger than... No, let me stop.
Yeah, you better stop. They're going to be at a bar with a live draft party, but that's all right.
It don't matter. We still going to be way litter than Purple Daily. They got us messed up, man.
One thing we got to talk about,
we going to be lit.
We got to figure that's going to have to be a poll on our pages. What are we going to be drinking and sipping on some scissor up when the draft is going on? Going to be great. Have the rum ready to go. See, Mary knows.
Mary, man. You know what, Mary? Nick? You one of them, Mary. I like that. You one of them.
I'm trying to tell you.
Definitely one of them. Okay.
Nick, what's up?
Okay.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. All right, so I'm gonna get back to. I've been saving it for a while. The Davy Chains had this in the chat before we even started. Jeremy Fowler reporting that Gary Davenport is reporting. So one reporter reporting on another reporter that Danielle Hunter will agree to a 4-year, $92 million deal with $57 million guaranteed. I will be honest with you, I have not seen that. Help me out there, Chains. Was he on ESPN Alive reporting that? Did he tweet that? Where did you see that? And help me out because I've been looking and I haven't seen it yet, but. If that's the case, okay, I'm happy to have some resolution. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If Danielle Hunter was part of a trade package that we moved up to get an Anthony Richardson, so be it. If he comes back and plays for us, so be that too. But I'm glad if this is true, that sounds about right. That seems to be a reasonable contract to me. I don't have the breakdown of the numbers of the structure if that report is true. But what do you think if that's the case, if we get Danielle Hunter back?
I'm okay with getting Danielle Hunter back, man. Shout out Mike Sports Vibes in the building, man. I see you, my guy, man. Shout you out, man. I'm saying, hey, Mike, we going live tonight. We're going live tonight at 9, man. I know you're trying to do your thing over there. If you want to tap in, man, you let me know, man. I'll send you the link. You know what I mean? If you want to show your face, you feel me? But yeah, man, I like Danielle Hunter. So my thing is this: if we keep Danielle Hunter, they find a way to make the money work. Make the money work, man. You know what I mean? Like Danielle Hunter, you can't. I mean. You're not going to lose anything keeping Danielle Hunter, you know what I mean? Other than the ones that want to break down the money like the capologist himself over here. Like they'll find a way to make it a lose situation, you know what I'm saying? But to me, I just look at the name and I'm like, listen, Danielle Hunter, hey, keep him, you know what I'm saying? Keep him if you can. But if you trade him, I ain't going to be mad either though, you know, because I feel like can he be replaced? Yes. I feel like the edge rushers that have been coming out lately, like in the past couple of years, they're starting to dominate a lot quicker than back in the day. Like they're starting to come right in and being able to make an impact. So your chances of finding a guy that can make an impact right away within the year are pretty high. And then I love Patrick Jones, man. Like I need to do something dedicated to Patrick Jones, man. I love Patrick Jones, bro. I think Patrick Jones can be that boy, man. Like for real, I just do. There's just something about him that I just think that he got it in him, man. I really do. So that's my take on it. But if we got Hunter, we lit. You know what I mean? Shout out Daniil, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is. Nude, thanks for the shout out. Purple Daily brought accountability to Minnesota media. You for dang sure on that. Love that you guys are doing what your content get because out there. Hey, we appreciate you, Nude. If you don't already hit me up later, if you can, appreciate your comments. And let me say this to everybody. Whether you love what we got to say or hate what we got to say, we appreciate you. And, leave comments. And even if it's comments that you don't agree with us, that's okay. We always appreciate constructive criticism and feedback, whether it's you agree with us or not. So want to say thank you to everybody because we got a lot of familiar names in here that we see up in the lives all the time, whether it's us or whether it's Gigi and Dave or combinations thereof. Please tell me that's what he wants. I wouldn't pay him that much. All right, so Mike think that's an overpay. Again, I'm just going by what Change put in here, and I haven't been able to see it, but it's a lot, Mike. I agree, but it's reasonable. It's not an overpay. I'll just leave it at that. Nick, yes, live again tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, man.
Mary says I want Hunter back because I want to see what Flores does with him. That part I agree with. I want to see where Daniil Hunter is at with Flores.
Yeah, that's true.
Ed Donna show. That's a very, very, very good point.
That's true too.
All right, it was a Bleacher Report projection on Daniil. All right, fair enough. Lindstrom says he deserves every penny. We've been lowballing him for years, and that is 100% fact.
That's true.
Daniil Hunter has taken team-friendly deal and has taken less than his market value because the Vikings were supposedly in that window, and then he got hurt and he got mad. Yeah, so I ain't even mad at him if that is what he's asking for.
That is, that's good. That's a good take, D man, for sure, because that is facts. I mean, this man been getting damn. We've been penny pinching this man for years, bro, and he been playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
We need a tackle like Macy or Carter, and our defense will be awesome. Yeah, I'd be happy with either one of those two guys. I don't know if we're going to be in position to get rid of one of them. But Joker says get rid of Zadarius Smith and put Pat Jones on the other side, so he's with you on that. Right?
I'm cool with that, Joker, man. I think Patrick Jones, man, I think we actually got a baller in that boy, man. Like, facts. And I like Wanham, but I do believe that Patrick Jones may be a little better than Wanham when it comes to getting to the quarterback, getting pressure, man. Even though Wanham's still a good depth piece too, though, man. We got to keep Wanham on the squad, but I think Patrick Jones is a starter, bro. Like, I think he could be a starter for sure. So that's why I don't even care about Zadarius Smith. Like,
I'm out with him. I'm out with him.
Like, shit, it is what it is, man. Put Patrick Jones in there. Plug Patrick Jones right up in there. You know what I'm saying?
He came here to be a mercenary to it was a marriage of convenience because just like with Brett Favre, you want to get back at the Packers, and that's fine. But no, I got no loyalty to. I mean, if he came back and he was happy, fine. But whatever. I'm not.
I could see Patrick Jones definitely getting 10 plus sacks, bro, if he was a start from the beginning. Like, that's a fact, bro. Patrick Jones would absolutely put up the same numbers that Zadarius Smith put up last season. That's a fact. Nano said DJ Wanham is dog shit. I mean, shit, like when he comes in, man, he's made some decent plays. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll say this though to Nano's point. DJ Wanham is kind of one of those guys that he was like the last guy there. A lot of his sacks in the last couple of years will be because other players did something and the quarterback was like about to go down and he just happened to be there on cleanup duty. So I get where Nano is going, is that if you really break down some of DJ Wanham's film, it's just like you just kind of fell into half of your sacks that year. But regardless, DJ Wanham is just a guy. He's a guy where if he's your third or fourth guy, that's fine. But if you expect more out of DJ Wanham, you probably
I don't think he's a starter. I think Patrick Jones is a starter though. I think Patrick Jones is a starter. I don't think DJ Wanham. But DJ Wanham's a good guy to bring in though. You know what I mean? Third down and shit and do in pass rush though when he's fresh. You don't want him in there too much. But yeah, man, he's good to keep on the team. Definitely keep on the team.
D says Jones' first step is badass. Learning the hand stuff, he will be awesome. I'm happy. I'm happy to see where he goes. Again, I'm happy to see where a lot of these defensive players are gonna go with Flores. We had the worst defensive coordinator up in here last year. Oh, shout out to MM Star.
Shout out Minnesota Star, man. Burn some. Know what I'm saying?
Why don't you hit that Cousins one more time?
I want to hit that Kurt one, man. Y'all ready, man? Let's listen to this, man. Hold on.
He's a guy's not going to win a Super Bowl ever in his life. I feel very confident about that. Kirk Cousins, not going to win a Super Bowl. Never going to happen. Never, ever. So don't do him.
No, we agree, Mike. What we're saying is that if we were to lose Darius Smith, that Patrick Jones would be just a fine replacement. And
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. It is a lot of money but I'm kind of like, I'm okay with Danielle Hunter. I know he's 29, but at the same time, he's been short-stiffed on his bag enough by this team, but I digress.
And my thing is this, like, how good do you have to be to pay a player, man? Like, that's what I want to, that's just sometimes that's what I be wanting to know from the people that always think it's too much money. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like, how good do you have to be to get paid in the NFL? Like, for real, like if you can't be as good as Danielle Hunter and get paid, then I don't know who the hell deserves money. You know what I'm saying? Like, facts. I just don't. You know what I mean? I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, at the end of the day, man, like, these dudes got to get paid their bag, man. They ain't want all that. That don't seem high for Danielle Hunter. For somebody that was the quickest player to get the 50 sacks. I mean, yes, his injuries held him back, but if he didn't have those injuries, man, like, which he did, he had them, and you gotta consider it. But yeah, you know, like, he played a whole season last year. He was healthy, man. He did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and we played with a whack ass shell defense, and he still got what 10 sacks. How many sacks did he have last year? Like,
who, Danielle?
Yeah, I think he had like 10, right? 10 and a half.
He was up there.
But I mean, just imagine him with Brian Flores and actually using him.
That's
the right
the
way.
thing. Keep his hand in the dirt and let him be a damn pass rusher. Yeah, he had 10 and a half last year. That is correct. And don't be dropping him into coverage. Okay, the zone blitz was a nice concept back in the 80s and 90s, and that's all well and good. And if you use it once or twice a year, okay, fine. But he was doing it once or twice a game with your best pass rushers, and when you don't have a pass rush to begin with, regardless. It was just the dumbest thing ever. We're going to wrap up in about 5 more minutes here because I got to get back to work, but at the same time, too, Rap's got to take his nap so he can be live. Skull Zone asks where's the live ads. That's going to be on Rap's channel. But here's what you do.
Yeah.
Here's what you do, Skull Zone. You subscribe to both channels and you hit the notification bell. That way, anytime we drop a video or anytime we go live, it'll put a notification on your YouTube app. And so you'll know right away. But yeah, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Rap's channel. In the Zone said he's confirmed, right? He's going to join you?
Yeah, man, we're gonna rock with the boy, man. The boy.
All right. I'll try to join for a little bit. I can't join for the whole show because I got my kid and stuff, and I got some other things I got to square away here. But I'll try and join for a little bit if I am able to. Hunter deserves more, but Minnesota can't afford him. A dude in his 30s, exactly why we cut Thielen and Kendrick. Thielen and Kendricks are different than Danielle Hunter, my boy. Yeah. You got me sneezing on that one. I'll say that I get what you're saying, Mike. I do, but Danielle Hunter's in a different category. Danielle Hunter is still got something. Eric Kendricks, with all due respect, Adam Thielen, with all due respect, they were washed. Danielle Hunter's not washed. So, again, if they were to trade Danielle Hunter, it'd be like, all right, it was necessary, and I'm okay with that too. But I'm okay with trying to find a way to get him back. But we'll see. We'll see. We basically
it's one of those things where, like, I think people are split to where it's like, I actually did a poll on my channel too, and people are pretty split when it comes to get rid of Danielle or keep him. It's one of those things where it's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, it happens. Right. You know what I mean? Right. If we keep him, we'll be happy. We'll still boost him up. If we get rid of him, shit, you know, what can we get for him? What can we get for him? You know, like, for sure.
Hey, Davey, tag me on Twitter with that link. It's at JDAY_24. So tag me on Twitter with that if you could, please.
Smith is trade bait.
Yeah, I'll go for that. I could listen to that. When we paid Thielen and Kendricks, they were top 15 players of the position. I want to do fine. I could live with that too. If it's only a 2-year deal, fine. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Your boy Dalvin Cook, has he played his last game in Minnesota? Yes or no?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think like realistically, like with Kwesi and them sitting back looking at him as a football player, they want him back. You know what I mean? Like if they're just looking at him as a football player and you know, not thinking about contract, they're probably like, damn, I wish we could have him back. Like we would love to have him back, but you know, they just can't make it happen. You know what I mean? For what he's looking for and what the market's showing, man. The market for running backs is just it changed, you know. It is what it is. It's unfortunate for Dalvin. There's going to be a team that's going to pay him, though. You know what I mean? Because they know he still proved that he can be a baller, bro. Like this man is consistent as hell. Like even though his injuries, like this dude, man, can ball, bro. Like for real, he's a home run hitter, and he gonna be that for the next at least 2 years. I feel like. So. Yeah,
I'll say this before we wrap up to get out of here. There's a handful of Miami content creators that are. It's like they've been told that there's a good possibility that he might still get traded to Miami, to which I say I thought that deal was dead and done when they signed a couple of the running backs back. I still know it's a pipe dream for us, like we talked about Xavier Howard about a month ago, and I would still do that deal in a heartbeat if it was feasible. But you know, wherever Dalvin goes, I just want the Vikings to get something for him. You held on to him for this long.
Mm-hmm.
If you end up just cutting him outright and getting absolutely nothing in return, then I'm going to have some serious questions on what the heck were you thinking, Quizzy. That's something that SK put to us on Monday. That it's just like, you know, do we like that he's being this patient? Well, yeah, if he ends up getting a good deal out of the deal, then yes, we love your patience. If you end up getting nothing for it and getting stuck with him, or just end up getting rid of him and eating a bunch of dead money and not getting a draft pick in return, then no, the patience wasn't necessarily a good deal. So all I want is there to be some resolution, and hopefully 1 week from today, we'll have our resolutions with Danielle Hunter, Zadarius Smith, and Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think the conversations are definitely going to have to pick up. You know what I mean? When it comes to Dalvin Cook and Z Smith, they're going to have to pick up now that the draft's coming. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. Like I said, if we were able to keep Dalvin Cook, man, we're going to be in good hands. You feel me? Because that boy is a savage. You know what I'm saying? That boy is a savage, man. And he's been a savage. And that's what we got to stop doing as Vikings fans, is realize, man, when we got good ass players like that, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to embrace these guys, bro, because listen, Dalvin Cooks don't just come out the woodworks, man. Like these guys, I know people think you can find a running back in the 7th round and all this crap that I be hearing online. Like all of a sudden you can just get a running back in the 7th round. Like, show me, name them, drop the names. You know what I'm saying? Like there's 32 of them. Drop the names. Let me see them. Let me see some names that y'all think. And I know Pacheco. Okay, that's one of them. Name me some more. You know what I mean? That got picked in the 5th, 6th, 7th round that you can just plug a damn running back in and he's automatically going to be some, you know, Hall of Fame running back for your team, bro. It don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't. I'm sorry, bro.
All right, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Want to thank everybody for joining us all day. Ed will get the last shout out here. Love the show. And Mike, if they don't get nothing for Cook, I'm going to be so mad. No, I meant you with it. If you could do us all a favor, please, regardless of which channel you watch this on the way out, go to the other channel and hit that like button so we get all the likes up so other people can find the show, post the podcast. Again, if you're not already subscribed to Purple Pocket Podcast and you're watching on Purple and Go for Days, please subscribe to my boy Rap, and vice versa. If you Purple Gang and you still haven't subscribed to me, let me know what it is you don't like about me and tell me what I need to do better to earn your subscriptions.
Because he blocked me.
Well, see, nobody knew about that until you keep bringing it up. But I digress. Hit the like buttons, hit the subscribe button, and check out the other channel that I just started yesterday. If you are a fan of other Minnesota sports, where I'm going to put all the highlights up there. I just started it yesterday.
Damn, my boy started another YouTube. Why you ain't tell me about that, man? Send me the link.
Oh, I did send it to you. I sent it to you in the group chat.
Oh, you sent that? Oh, is that what you sent this morning, you mean?
Yeah, or was it yesterday?
All right, I thought that was the link. I thought that was the link for this. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna definitely.
And just to be clear for everybody, all it's going to be is going to be YouTube. It's going to be highlights of Vikings players. It's going to be some shorts on like Minnesota Wild, Twins, and Timberwolves, that sort of thing. So I'm not going to do too much spoken content on that. It's just going to be a place where you can get your highlight reels and some shorts that way.
Dylan said not an Ice-T fan.
You ain't even funny, Dylan. Yeah, you are. That was pretty good. But in all seriousness, if you haven't subscribed to the other Purple and Skull media channels, hit them up as well, because we just trying to have a lit party next Thursday.
Hold on, one more thing, Rap. I be joking about my late round guys, Clayton Tune. I found rankings that moved him ahead of DTR. Oh yeah. Hey, but D, man, don't do McKee, man. Come on, man.
No, not McKee.
Gang, man. Don't do McKee for us, please. Don't like McKee. Please don't.
I'm cool with DTR, but that's
I'm cool. I'm even cool with Duggan. Like I'm way better with Duggan than McKee. Don't do McKee, man. I just feel like McKee is just like, oh my gosh, this dude, man. Like he is not a good quarterback, bro. And I'm not no QB pro, but I'm gonna tell you right now, we get Tanner McKee, man. He is going to be on the practice squad within a year.
Probably. You probably right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Tune back into Purple Pocket Podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern time this evening. In the Zone said he is confirmed to go. I'll try and stop in if I have an opportunity to, but if not, I'll hang out in the chat. As we said, please like, comment, and subscribe to both the channels. Like I said, if you didn't hit the button on the way in, hit it on the way out, and then hit the button on the other channel on the way out as well.
Yeah, man, we love y'all, man, for sure.
Appreciate
Hold on,
you.
one more time, man. One more time. Hold on, before we go.
Yes,
one more time.
Guy's not going to win a Super Bowl ever in his life. I feel very confident about that. Kirk Cousins not going to win a Super Bowl. Never going to happen. Never, ever. So don't do him.
Don't do him.
him.
Let's go, Vikes.
See
Just
you
once
tonight,
before we
baby.
die. See y'all tonight. Bye.